Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today you're absolutely right. I'm wearing the same shirt. Anyways, we're going to be watching a gameplay from the best, like #1 ranked team in the world versus me playing with the 5-man group last night. We got pretty rolled, you know, it's no surprise there. You can see me in the middle there, but we're watching Proster, Homecoming, Shell, I'm Ryan, and Averse. We're going to be watching from Averse's perspective. Averse in this gameplay during this streaming session is holding the #1 spot in the world, so undeniably a really tough team to play against. We have a mirror comp, very similar lane setups. I mean, we're both running the Cinderace jungle, and yeah, so let's go ahead and like just pay attention to what's going on in this game, because truthfully I've never VOD reviewed the best team in the world, and these guys have been like hard grinding the game together specifically. And yeah, they're very good at like min-maxing the game and like having it really figured out. They did a couple of things that I expected them to do, and like one or two things that I didn't expect them to do. One thing that their jungler does, I knew he did this because I've played against him before, and I made the mistake of running into him and giving him a kill, which was pretty bad. But right now we're just watching from the Averse Proster perspective, where they're, you know, just looking to bully lanes best they can. And Snorlax and Ninetales lane, very strong. Unfortunately for top lane, they've already got like a 2 KO lead, that's tough. That's a pretty tough way to start things off. But we do have like an attacker and a defender bot lane. I think that like the game and the community is still figuring out lane assignments. If you look in the map right now, you can see me and the other jungler running into each other. That's 3 kills in top lane now. I'm gonna die in mid lane, I think. I don't remember if I die in mid lane or if I just bump into him. I don't really remember, but no, it looks like we're just like, I'm here for the lane. So, and you know, now the jungler's here in the bottom lane looking to help them secure the Vespa Queens, and they do that. So this is just all about like them securing as much bot lane as possible. They're really good at working together. So this is going to be hard for a lot of people in solo queue to implement, but you know, the experience and just trying to get ahead is really important. I think they have like 3 kills out of top lane now, which is like a minute and a half into the game, which is like super dangerous. You can see the kind of strategy where Averse will try to play up. This is actually going pretty well for the opposing team's favor, for like the team that I was playing with's favor, and they're just trying to get out. That, oh my gosh, Icy Wind is so good at just like shoving people away, getting them out, and look how quickly they were able to turn this. Now you got Snorlax throwing in some points, and Averse is like instantly positioning to use the Icy Wind to push it away. He's got Aurora Veil and Dazzling Gleam, so very strong Ninetales build. But you can just like see how like willing to impose themselves they are. They use that body slam. They make sure to like time that auto, like similar timing. And 7:43, we have Eldegoss down lane already. 20 seconds remaining, or only 20 seconds into that like 8th minute, I guess. I don't know if that's how you say it, but there's a lot of time left. Eldegoss is already down here. Lucario stayed for a little bit longer, and he's already rotating. So usually I've said like 7:30 remaining on the clock is when I would tell people to rotate. Looks like people are getting caught out in the mid jungle now. So even though Averse is going late, look at this, just a couple more kills already. This is huge experience leads. The biggest thing about the early game is that it's massive experience. It's all you're trying to do is like get complete control of the experience lead. Dreadnought's not even up, and they have the whole first tower down, so that's kind of crazy. I think Lucario himself has gotten like 4 kills at this point, and even though we're like dancing around in the bottom against these guys, they're just coming in because they know that they have a huge lead. They have no tower for us to, there's nothing that we could do here. Realistically, what our team should have done when we lost that tower, or actually probably even sooner, knowing that we're behind, is to maybe trade off and grab Rotom from them, because if we don't have a way to trade that out, then they are going to take both. So that's definitely something to think about. You know, I don't exactly know if that's the right play, but you saw them kind of playing forward in that bush there. Really impressive. And look at this, where are they going? They're going straight into the enemy jungle, which is really important. This is something that I expected them to do. Haven't really faced a team that has done this too much, where like they have the shield on, they're like actively pursuing a fight. Now it kind of looks like Averse is out of position, but look at the level advantage. He's got a 3-level advantage, almost a 4-level advantage over the Snorlax. They're able to pick up a kill in that top lane. It's kind of a big split fight, and Averse, like with a lead, is just playing so aggressive so well, and they've zoned off the whole jungle from the top side of the map. They didn't even run up the middle, really. I mean, some of them did, but he also ran up their side. So 2 full towers are down. I'm gonna go ahead and declare this game is like literally over. The lead that they have, these team fights, like we're so far behind that, you know, a 2 to 3 level advantage, there's just no way that we're coming back. So this game, the irony about it is that, you know, with it being a 10-minute MOBA, you kind of can win the game in the last 2 minutes, but realistically, you're mostly winning the game within the first like 2 or 3 minutes of this game. At really constructed play, where there's just not that many mistakes that are going to be made by the team that's in the lead. It's really kind of crazy to see how fast the power dynamic can be. Now, this is the thing that, again, I want to make note of. Look at where they're positioned. Like they own the jungle right now. That's a level 10 or a level 10 Ninetales versus a level 6 Snorlax. At this point, they can take everything. This is me like re-emphasizing that, you know, you can just stay grouped up and do everything. They don't even have their Lucario, but they really do have that big of a goal, or like an EXP lead, that it doesn't really matter. Now, one thing that's funny to note is that they are pushing the second tower, but look at it, it's actually not going super well for them. I would say now they're probably still going to win this fight because of the lead, but I would say that's kind of a misplay for them, in my opinion. I wouldn't even call it a misplay, because again, they're so far in the lead that we actually can't kill them, and it was 5v4 for a second there, which is kind of crazy, and they can just continue to dive this. But I guess it's more to say that like the only way you ever dive this second tower is if you're stomping this hard, because otherwise it's just not really worth it. They're actually able to overdunk, which is just insane on the second goal already. Dreadnaught's up. They're just going to peel back and get it. There's no way they can't be contested. At this point, the enemy team is basically playing for a literal Zapdos steal. So when you're on the opposing end of this, it's really hard to come back, because they can really just like walk around in your jungle. They can hold you forward because they have more stats. They have more levels than you. It's just really hard to get much of anything done. And every time a fight happens, even when there's like 1 or 2 people missing from that fight, they're just winning it because they have a massive experience lead. So this gameplay should really emphasize the importance of doing well in the laning phase, trying to make sure you're getting as much experience as possible. But really this, and I've talked about this before, especially for new MOBA players, don't focus on getting kills, focus on not dying, focus on staying alive more, because that is much more important. Because, you know, if you try to focus on chasing a kill out, you're gonna get yourself out of position, you're gonna do some weird stuff sometimes. But if you focus on staying alive, you're at very least gonna deny some of that extra experience that you might have just given up here and there. So definitely, if you're like ever watching your own gameplay back or doing anything like that, you're able to kind of talk to yourself and ask yourself, well, why am I dying so much? What could I have done differently? And that could definitely be a point of improvement for you. But this one's more or less, it is more or less over. There's really not much that the enemy team can do, the team that I'm on can do, because there's just no way we can come back. I think we stay in this one because for me, it's like it's important to see how they played. This is the first time I've ever played against them. I've played against like another like top team in the world. They kind of like trade off and back and forth on the leaderboard. So for the sake of discussion, at this current time, these guys are like #1 on the leaderboard. But I've also played against Goose team, and it's the same thing. They're very will imposing. Everybody's kind of running the same comp right now. We don't really have a massively diverse meta, but it kind of makes sense. Cinderace jungle is just ridiculous if you can feed that hyper carry, and then oh hey, look at that. Shout outs to Amazon. But yeah, so yeah, this will give me an opportunity to talk a little bit more. So this is a weird commercial. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is weird. Wait. No, come on, bro. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. Oh, come on, bro. I'm just trying to make a video, man. Let's run it back. Yeah, give me some Alienware. Okay, so anyways, so you can just see like how efficient they play the game, right? Like, and I think that it, like, when you start to see the meta of the game, like really early rotating for Dreadnought, really trying to take that experience lead, getting advantages in the laning phase, and then like when you have the advantage, kind of like shoving it down their throat, you know what I mean? Like really like playing to steal everything, playing grouped up, like hard rotating across the map. Like, it's very, very impressive to see how they're doing that. So that's kind of the biggest takeaways for me, is just the emphasis on teamwork, the emphasis on strong positioning, and realistically, because I think that's really important, the emphasis on like winning your lane before there's any jungle influence at all. Like, you need to be the team that's like taking the majority of the XP, because that like sets the stage. Now, they burn through Zapdos super fast. There's really no like steal potential here, and this one is all over. So there you have it. We VOD reviewed one of the best teams in the game. I think, like I said, the key takeaways is just working hard in lane and making the best use of that EXP lead that you can possibly have. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear it. This is kind of crazy to watch because they're just so good, man. I don't think that they're like mechanically like super great or much better than a ton of other people, but they have the coordination, they have the teamwork down, and that's really what's separating them apart. Not to say they're not great mechanical players, they definitely are, but you could see it there for a second on the screen. He was the rank 1 player in the world, and you know, holding that 82% win rate in Masters, that keeps them pushing higher. It's tough, man. It's tough. If you're playing Master solo, you definitely can't get a lot of work done. But all in all, thank you guys so much for spending some time with me here on the channel. I definitely do appreciate it. Like I said, let me know. Let me have a comment if you thought this was crazy to watch and you feel like you learned something. But as always, be sure to be kind to one another. Tell someone that you love them. And I'll see you on the next video.